Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk to you about another multi-tool that I have. In this case, this is the Leatherman Wave. Now, I've had this one for a really long time. You can probably see a lot of the wear on it. And honestly, this has become sort of a backup multi-tool for me. If you've already seen my review on the SOG Powerlock, this is definitely my main go-to multi-tool for any serious usage. But I will say that I've had this wave for, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 years now. It has definitely saved the day multiple times. I will actually leave this in the glove compartment of my vehicle, and typically I don't have to use it to work on my vehicle because it's fairly reliable. However, if there's ever a time where I don't have a big multi-tool on me or in my bag, I'll at least have something in my glove compartment, and that's where this fits perfectly in that role. Now, real quick, I just want to walk you through all the different tools that it has. Starting in the closed position, you actually have a few tools that are accessible from the outside. First one here is a plain edge knife, which comes in just under 3 inches. So if you live in a state where you can't have a blade over 3 inches or anything like that, this will come under that for you. So again, that is also accessible from the outside, making it fairly easy to use. And then you actually have a liner lock type system right here. Just push down on that and you can fold the knife back in. On the same side, you also have a file with both a finer edge and a more aggressive edge. Again, that also locks in place using a liner lock type system right there. Then on the other side, we have a fully serrated blade. As you can see, this thing's pretty pristine because I typically don't use the serrations, but you know that is there for you as well. And again, that also locks open. And then lastly, we also have a saw blade. Again, you can tell that this hasn't seen much use either. Typically, I'm not using the saw blade on this thing because, again, for heavy use stuff like wilderness survival or training or anything like that, I'm using my Powerlock. But again, this does have that saw blade as well. So you have those 4 tools accessible from the outside. Now opening it up, as you can see on the pliers themselves, they come to a fairly fine tip, just as a comparison, again, to the Powerlock. The Powerlock comes to a little bit of a finer tip there on the edge, if you can see between the two there. But again, these definitely aren't bad. They come to a really nice point. You have some wire strippers right here. You got your regular pliers, and then you have some wire cutters here, which work well enough for most things that you're going to need it for. And as you can also maybe tell, it does not have replaceable cutters on there. So once you wear this out, you either have to buy a new one or do something like that. You can't just unscrew it out and then get a replacement. Now on this side, we have a bottle opener, can opener. If I can get it out, I might have to get this other one out first. So here we have a bit driver. Now this should work with pretty much any of those Leatherman tools out there. Nice thing is you can pull it out, and it also comes with a flathead bit. You just slide that in and you can start cranking away with that. Or again, if you have those little tool strips with all the different types of tools they have, this will work with that. Typically I'm using Phillips heads, so I will do that. Now you can see it's not a full Phillips head. It's definitely a lot flatter, but definitely not too bad for what it is. And then now that I can get this guy out, we have the can opener, bottle opener, and these also lock in place out here. So you have this little lever right here, you push down and it unlocks the tools and allows you to fold them back into place. On this other side, we have, if I can get it out, a much bigger flathead screwdriver. This one's a lot more heavy duty than that replaceable tool one in there. This one's really solid, feels really good. We also have another little small driver tool. So again, on this one, I don't know how well you can see that, but you have a flathead screwdriver, a really nice small one. This one comes really handy if you wear glasses like I do, all those little tiny screws. And again, if you have Phillips, it also has a Phillips head bit on the other side there. Again, not sure how well you can see that, but you have that smaller bit there as well. And that fits into place nicely. And then lastly, we have a pair of scissors, which actually are not that bad as scissors. And when it comes out, it's like locked open. You just put it, pull it into place. You got a nice little ledge here to operate the scissors, and they also have a spring action to return them open, which is really nice. And you know, they're not a bad pair of scissors. You know, you're not going to be able to cut anything too heavy duty with it, but that's what you have the wire cutters up here for. But it'll work on paper or anything else like that. And again, this entire side will lock open as well, and you got that little lever down there to close things back up. So let me get these tools back in place. And then one of the last things we have here is you basically have a ruler on the outside edges here in both inches and centimeters. So you know, if you have to do any measuring or anything like that, you do have that available. I'll try to give you a better look at that. Now, personally, if I have something like a tape measure available or a ruler, I would probably prefer to go to that because it'll be a little bit easier to move around. But again, if you need one tool to do as many different things as you possibly can, this one will definitely fulfill that role. Now, they advertise that this is one-hand openable. It probably is, but it's definitely not as easy. Now, granted, I've had this thing for a while, so it's a little bit stiffer than it probably would be if it was brand new, or if maybe I oiled it or anything like that, but you know, it is what it is. Now again, considering how much wear you can see on the outside, I don't really see any places where I have any corrosion or anything like that. Now, it comes with, you can either get it with this black finish, you can get it in the all kind of stainless steel, just bare metal look, or I believe now they even have it where these little handle scales, for lack of a better term, are green. At least that's what they have currently listed on their website. So if you want a little bit more color in your life, I guess, you know, that's a good option for you as well. When I picked this up, I remember it being significantly cheaper than they are now. I was looking a little bit before doing this video, and they're right around $100. So while this is a very nice multi-tool, Leatherman makes really great tools. For that much money, personally, I would probably upgrade to something like the SOG Powerlock. It is going to be a little bit bigger, as you can see, but I don't know, it just gives you so much more options and so much more ease of use with the compound gears up here that allow you to get twice the gripping force. I really, really like that feature of these. I mean, there's nothing that I found that I can't cut through within reason with these wire cutters. But if that's a little bit too big for you, or you want to stick to Leatherman, then the Wave is not a bad choice. Just for some reference of scale, I also have my Leatherman Juice, which I absolutely love. It's my favorite EDC multi-tool. You can tell that it's a little bit smaller, putting it on top there, and then obviously even smaller. Another great EDC multi-tool with the Leatherman Squirt is going to be even smaller than that. So I guess you could say it's kind of in the mid-range, maybe a little bit higher on the mid-range size. So again, if that fits into what role you want, then that's absolutely fantastic, and you know, more power to you. But again, for that $100 price tag, I just feel like there's some better options out there for a better price. I believe the Powerlock even comes in. I'll put up a slide to show you exactly what price, because I don't want to get it wrong, but I'm fairly confident that it is under $100. So if you're looking at a Wave and that's the one you want to get, by all means get it. It's a fantastic, fantastic multi-tool. I don't think you will be disappointed with the tool selection that you have accessible to you. But again, if you're looking for a little bit more bang for your buck, which, you know, hopefully I'm not wrong there, if it turns out that these are more now, then completely disregard. But if you're looking for more bang for your buck, then I would highly recommend looking at something like the SOG Powerlock. Again, I just feel like you're getting a little bit more for your money, and you're getting a lot more durability and a lot more usability out of something like this than the Wave. But really, that's pretty much it. If there's any other multi-tools you want to see me review, I have a fairly limited budget, but if I have them or I have access to them, I'll try to do the best I can to review them. So just let me know if you have any recommendations down below. But as always, I really hope you're able to get something out of this video, and I appreciate you watching.